All right, this is the Jose Soto Show. I am your host, Jose Soto, and supposedly it is Armageddon time. It's the end of the world, the end of the planet, the end of humanity as we know it, according to some people, obviously. And so right now it is 11:59 p.m. December 20th, 2012. In about 30 seconds, the end of the world is here. Supposedly. So, I'm doing a broadcast while the Earth is coming to its doom, right? That's what they say, that the Earth, the world is to be ended according vis a vis to the Mayan calendar. Alright, alright, okay, let me count down to midnight. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is midnight. Alright. Let me take a look outside. Let me see. I don't know. Looks pretty normal to me. Alright, let's stay quiet for a moment and see if anything happens. Maybe something is supposed to appear through the interdimensional vortex or something like that, you know? Who knows? Alright, let's stay quiet for a couple of seconds. Nope. Nope. I don't hear anything. No rumbling, no tsunamis, earthquakes, volcanic explosions. What's supposed to be doomsday? I wanted to see doomsday and I got to see nothing. It's pretty disappointing. Why have people written so many books about this? And let me tell you something. I just want to say, I'm a direct descendant of the Mayan culture. My family, our blood, our lineage comes from the Mayans and the Yucatan Peninsula. And nobody in my family believes that the world is coming to an end. Although there are a few of them, you know, you have to have those few in the family. So I'm just gonna say this: we were expecting doomsday to come over. A lot of people are panicking. A lot of people are looking for sex, you know, last minute rump. Yeah, I got some few text messages from people. My ex called me and I didn't answer, obviously, but he texted me, you know, it's nice knowing you. And I'm like, why are people buying into this? I think there was a lot of significance behind the Mayan calendar. And the Mayans, I think, knew a lot of shit. And that's not the problem. The problem isn't the Mayans or the calendar. The problem is all these white guys running around like hellish chickens with their books and their tours and their videos and all this shit that has nothing to do with the reality of facts. And the Mayans, if you actually look at what they said, the Mayans never predicted that the Earth physically was going to be destroyed. Although there are interpretations of that. If you collect a few pieces of the puzzle here and there, but you don't have the whole damn puzzle together yet. There's no clear indication that the Mayans predicted that. What I do know is that there will be a change. And I think I feel that. And we've seen that recently. I mean, all these changes that are happening to our society, not just in America, but across the globe. I mean, you see all of these people rising up to monarchies. You have the Arab Spring and all this and all that. And people are becoming more aware of their surroundings. And I think that's probably the only positive thing about this whole 2012 brouhaha, is that a lot of people have finally become aware of their surroundings, and we know the power of online networking, and that's very important. But now let's focus on the message. And the message is that the end of the world is supposed to be coming right now. And so far it's 12:05 a.m. and we haven't seen anything yet here in my part of the globe. And I'm searching through the internet. I haven't seen anything yet, because other parts of the planet have already been are already December 21st, have already passed through midnight, and so far I haven't seen any reports of anything weird happening. I mean, a lot of things that I've seen weird have been not on the expected dates, like Y2K. But Y2K was more, I think, more, people believed it less, because people were saying, the guys, the nerds who designed all of those computers and electronics have all said that it is impossible for the electronics to shut down during Y2K. So a lot of people didn't buy it, but this time around, a lot of people did. A lot of people invested a lot of money on this shit. I mean, if you recall that guy from the Netherlands, what's his name? I forgot his name, but some paranoid, tinfoil hat kind of guy. He was all over this. He wrote many books. He's suffering depression. He's suffering from anxiety. And there's no reason to do that. There isn't any. I take what George Noory says seriously, and I think George Noory says it best when he says that let's be prepared but not be in fear. And I think that is the right approach. Yeah, I mean, these things, disasters and calamities, can happen at any moment in time. It doesn't need to happen at a specific date, but it can happen anytime from now on. And it's not a matter of being in fear all the time and selling all this fear porn to everybody else. But it is about being prepared. It's not about buying books, going to seminars, and to give away all your money to these charlatans and these snake oil salesmen to feel some sort of level of, security, some sense of wholeness. Because what I notice about these people is that when they talk about 2012, they think they know everything. I mean, they think they know stuff that you don't know, and they feel more important. The thing is, look, I got to know a lot of stuff and understand a lot of this shit. 2012, Mayan calendar, etc., etc. But we don't know exactly what's going to happen. And we still have 24 hours left, but Uh, there are going to be certain things that are happening right now, certain celestial uh, arrangements, if you want to say. For instance, the center of the galaxy. Very interesting stuff here. The center of the galaxy is going to be directly aligned with that of the center of our solar system, which is the sun, and the planets of Earth, Jupiter, and all that. That's going to be a direct alignment. And that's pretty interesting stuff right there. What will happen? I don't know. I mean, supposedly we should be passing that equator, the galactic equator. We should be passing it now. So whatever needs to happen, it should happen right this instant, but we haven't seen that yet. The thing is, for me, look, if you have something important to say, and you feel that you have the answer to what's going to happen to the planet, to humanity, to all this, why don't you do this? Why don't you call me or email me? And I will do you a favor. I'll put you on this show, and you can talk to my audience or anybody else, and we'll put out your information. But the thing is, I don't want you to be selling or plugging a book or a website, excuse me, or any of that shit. In other words, I don't want you to make money out of it. Because if people are motivated by money, they're going to try to say things that people will find interesting and not really truthful. So what's going to happen next? I mean, are we going to laugh at the people who said that today the earth was going to come to an end, that humanity was going to be in despair? Are we supposed to laugh at these people? Because in Italy, you can be arrested if you predict anything and it doesn't come true. Yeah, those Italians will fuck you up. So what's gonna happen next? Are we gonna laugh at these guys? Are we? I'll tell you what's gonna happen next. If nothing happens within the next 24 hours, I don't think they have these people that write these books and make up these conclusions. I don't think they have the audacity to take any credit of anything that might happen between now and, let's say, the end of the year. Between now and January 1st. And, let's say something happens. Let's say another terrorist attack happens, like another 9/11 happens around Christmas or after Christmas. These people might take credit for this. Say, oh, you see, this is what happened. This is Mayan prophecy. But it's not really Mayan prophecy. Because the Mayans never really predicted 9/11. Although I do know other guys who were not Mayans and who are still alive who did predict 9/11. I know them personally, and it really freaked me out when it finally came true. See, that's why I'm like this. I'm very open-minded to things, but the only ones that I really take credit or give credit to are two types of let's say, I don't know, these wannabe futuristic types. You know what I'm saying? These people that predict doomsdays and predict events. Fortune tellers. And they're not really fortune tellers. They're the guys that I know, that there are two guys that I know personally who predicted 9/11. These people are not psychics. They're not your typical tinfoil hat kind of guy. These people are very intelligent, and they didn't have to provide me evidence. Because when they told me back in 2000, Jose, next year there's going to be a huge event, most likely in New York City, around September the 11th, I laughed it off and I said, "You're crazy." But then it came true, and then I finally realized that this guy was saying the truth. But the reason why he was saying that, why he was saying this, is because he told me that he had a gut feeling. And so there are two types of people that I listen to: those who say, "I have a gut feeling," and those who say, "I can prove it to you right now," and they can offer real factual evidence. And now I will actually follow those people. Because most of the time, these two types of people have been right. My gut feeling tells me right now, and I like to listen to the guts, okay? My gut feeling is that nothing's going to happen today. But I don't know, maybe something might happen. We might see a Death Star appear, or, the electric grid might fall apart and we lose power everywhere, and that would be disastrous. So these people that have predicted this event, they didn't say, "Oh, it's my gut feeling," like something bad's gonna happen December 21st. Nor did they provide factual evidence. What they provided was circumstantial evidence. And that's really what pisses me off. That they try to pass off some few bits here and there of the Mayan calendar as factual evidence, and that people should actually come to a specific conclusion. And then they added this whole thing with Nibiru. They added all this. That's Nibiru was going to crash into planet Earth, and we were going to witness this and all that, and we were going to have an alien invasion, or that the poles of the Earth were going to switch, and there were other, fantasies that people were proposing, that this is what's going to happen when December 21st, 2012 rolled in, and now it's 12/16, and none of that has happened yet. When are we going to witness the tilt of the poles, or the rotation of the Earth being reversed? All these things. Yeah, and then the solar flares. That's gonna. And what really makes me doubt these people is because everybody is saying different things. Everybody has their own hypothesis. Everybody has their own theory as to what's going to happen. If it was something very factual, and something that can be proven beyond a doubt, then everybody will be saying the same thing. Okay, they could have picked one event. They could have said, what would happen is we are going to see solar flares, and the grid is going to fall apart, or the Earth's rotation will be reversed, and it will cause hurricanes, earthquakes, and all that, volcano eruptions. Fine. Or you could have picked that the poles will switch. One of these theories has to be true, right? So why didn't you just pick one and said this is what's going to happen? It's kind of funny, isn't it? They should have just picked one. It would have been more believable. Like the guy who told me about 9/11, 1 year before it happened. He told me on my birthday, actually. And my birthday being 2 days before 9/11. It was very scary. He said very specifically. He didn't say, well, it might happen in LA, it might happen. He said it's gonna happen in New York. There's gonna be, I bet you, Jose. He said, I have a gut feeling that there's gonna be an attack from a terrorist group or a false flag attack. That's what he said. On the United States, it's gonna be in New York, and it's gonna be in Washington. Two iconic symbols of America. It's gonna happen around your birthday. Around probably 9/11, and the reason why he pointed to 9/11 is because those numbers have a significance, and a lot of this ritualistic human sacrifices and all that, and he went into that detail. But he said that not only did he know that there were things going on behind the scenes, and he had a lot of connections with people within the intelligence community, but he told me, just like as a matter of fact, like it didn't really bother him. But the people that were predicting this December 21st, and they were harping on it, and they will come up with all these weird theories. Nibiru, for instance, what happened to that? I think that passed the Earth already. I think it did. Somebody told me they were already passed. And I think it did. So, I don't know. Nibiru. Solar flares. Who knows what could have happened? But we're here. I'm here. I'm alive. Are you alive? Anyway. Well, it's 12:21 and we haven't seen anything yet. Let's wait until see what happens if there's any. Oh yeah, it's 12:21, huh? It's 12:21 on 12:21. It's 12:21 a.m. So let's see if anything happens right now in this minute. Maybe there's some sort of significance there. Nope. Now it's 12:22. Nothing happened. Maybe something might happen in the morning or in the afternoon, 12:21 p.m. I'm a very open-minded guy. I'm not here to, say, oh, you people are fucking stupid or anything. But I'm just saying that there are people out there who like to make money. That's why I never bought any of these books. What I do is, I don't know, I'm just a person here. I'm just an individual. But what I like to do is I like to do my homework and do my research and find out exactly what this means. And I've been researching this for the last 4 years. I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen any evidence from the Mayan calendar, from the Mayan writings and all that. I haven't seen anything. In fact, they're not really writings, but I don't want to get into that right now. I haven't seen anything from the Mayans that really tells me there's going to be something going on bad. That something bad should happen today. But maybe once this broadcast is over, I don't know what might happen. Something bad might happen. I don't know. But here's the thing. If people live with anxiety like this, with the fact that, oh my God, it's going to happen on that day, and nothing happens, how do you live your life now? Because I seen these guys, these nut jobs, really, I don't know how to describe these people, these I don't know, losers maybe. Yeah, these fucking losers, spending their whole entire energy, their life, and even money on this, and then 12:22 the next day, there's nothing going on. You see that everything's normal, and I mean, how would you live your life now if you were expecting for life to end? I know what I will be doing right now. I'm gonna be watching a porno. I'm watching some porn and maybe jerk off a little bit. Unload. I mean, it's been a very long day for me. I mean, I've been prepping for my Christmas party and all this, so I'm like, I really need to release some of my tensions. Hopefully, nothing happens while I'm jerking off. Believe me, if something were to interrupt me while I'm jerking off, I'm really gonna be pissed. I don't care if it's the Mayan calendar. I don't care if it's the Earth reversing its rotation. I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna stop. I'm just gonna continue. Keep going. Then once you come, then okay, now what happened? Then maybe I might care. All right, it's 12:25. I mean, how much longer should I wait for something to happen? I mean, I have my popcorn here. I'm gonna eat some popcorn and watch this whole spectacle. Anyway, what else can I say? Nothing is happening. The people who really thought about this day for a long time. I mean, what are you thinking now? Because this broadcast is going to be up on my YouTube channel and a couple of... Actually, I'm going to try to put this up right away because I want this to be out there today, and I want people to really think about, for those of you who really were in fear about today, what made you believe in that fear? Was it the evidence? Was it the fact that the book that you read had a shiny book cover to it, or the author of the book was, he had a clever name or something like that, or is it the fact that people still have this need to believe in something, And look, I have beliefs. I believe in reincarnation. I believe in all these things. But I'm open to things being different. I didn't believe that there will be something negative and something that was gonna, some Armageddon thing that was gonna happen today. Believe me, I'm way past that, and it's fine. But you people that really, really believed in this, that your heart and your soul was on this prediction, on this specific date. I mean, what are you gonna do now? How do you feel now? I'm not here to say, hey, I told you so. I'm not doing that. Because I kind of try to remain quiet. I'm just saying, let's see what happens. Because anything can happen anytime. It's just that some people thought it would be wise to put a few things together from the Mayan calendar and the Mayan teachings and writings and say, wait, look what we found. In fact, some of the translations are not even that accurate. I'll just be very honest with you on that. Because I study a lot of the Mayan history. And look, they were my ancestors. I'm very interested in my roots. But I'm not going to tell people, hey, look, this thing's going to happen. And, if I'm not sure about it, I'm not going to say anything. Because I'm not like that. I'm not a person that is into hype. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a person that, takes things in and says, and I have an opinion on it, and Maybe my opinion might change later. I'm not sure. But what I can tell you is that this shit pretty much is bogus. Something that I think is meaningful. Look, I believe today is a very meaningful day. I'm not gonna just dismiss the significance of 12/21. I think there is a very much clear significance in the Mayan calendar about this day. And of course, there's still some doubts as to whether it is today or not. But I think it is because of the astronomical calculations. Today starts, of course, today is the winter solstice. Today is when the sun remains at its lowest point in the horizon for the next 3 days. And then on December 25th, the sun will rise 1 degree. And that's when our Lord and Savior is reborn. That's a little bit of Christian mythology, theology there. It's all based on astrotheology. I mean, just look it up. I mean, just read. Do your research. Do your homework. Don't just be a chump buying these doomsday books thinking that you're ahead of everybody else. I mean, how do you feel now that you spent $20 on this book? How do you feel now, you chump? I bet you feel really good, don't you? I bet, these people, they don't know the significance of their naivete. They're very naive, and they don't know that they're naive and vulnerable, and they don't get that right now. But later on, let's say within a couple months, I will say give it 6 months. These people are going to look back, and they're going to look at those books that they buy, at those tickets that they had to pay for to get into these conferences. And I've been invited, people invite me all the time to these 2012 conferences and all that. And I say, you know what? It's interesting, but I'm not really interested in it. I mean, how do you... They're going to look back at these books, these tickets. Some people even have bought merchandise. They bought mugs, shirts saying about 2012 and all that. I mean, these people are going to look back. They have to. And they're going to look at all that shit that they bought with their hard-earned money. And they're going to say, why the fuck did I do this? Why the fuck did I believe this? Let me tell you something. Even if, let's say it's true. Let's say that right now, today, something bad's going to happen. So what? We lived a good life. I mean, maybe it's time for us to go. It's our time. I'm not afraid to die, to be honest with you. But buying a book or shirts or going to conferences is not going to make you more, I don't know, it's not going to delay the thing. It's not going to ensure your survival. Or is it? Just because you bought a book doesn't mean that you're better off than I am. I mean, we're in this together, buddy. If something happens to this planet, you and me, both of us are fucked. No matter how many books you buy. I mean, that's a for sure fact right there. So I don't really understand these people. I don't really understand their mindset. I have my sister is into it too. I mean, she's like, oh my god, something might happen today. Jose, be careful. I'm like, what do you mean, be careful? If something happens to the planet and destroys the planet, I don't have to be careful. I'm just toast. It's done. It's over. Curtain down. Forget about it. So for me to I mean, I just laugh at these people telling me to be careful and, oh, watch out, it's gonna be the 21st, be careful. And one thing though is that my mother didn't buy into it that much. She's not, I mean, she's a little bit worried, but she hasn't called me, or she hasn't said. My ex has texted me though, like, you know, he's into that. He's into the hype. He's always into the hype. He's into sports. He's into all this shit. And whenever there's the playoffs, or the Super Bowl or any of that, he's into it. Why is he into it, you might ask? Well, because everybody else is into it. And I don't just follow things because I want to be on the bandwagon because everybody else is doing it. I'm not going to be that much of a dumbass and do that. I research, I do my homework, I read, do a lot of reading. I go to the library sometimes and I spend hours there and read books. Learn something. Not just take somebody else's word for it. Say, oh, because I wrote a book. So what? Any chump, any moron can write a book. Why? So you wrote a book and then what? You want me to suck your cock? What does it matter with you? You fucking lunatic. People need to understand that there are some books that people write because they feel like they're right. And believe me, there are some books even in the Bible written by maniacs who think that they were correct, but they weren't. Believe me, they're not. I'm not going to go into that in the Bible, but I just brought it up as an example. So what do you think about today? Are you disappointed? Are you glad that, I know what's going to be. These people that bought all these books, the people that went, that were part of this hype, you know what they're going to say? They're going to say, oh, things were okay. We turned out okay. I'm glad that nothing happened. That's what they're going to say. Yeah, it's going to be their cop-out. And they're going to cop out. They're going to say, everything went fine. Let's just move on. Well, no. Because then there's going to be another hype. There's going to be another hype and another hype. And believe me, when something real, a real threat is apparent, people are not going to be writing books about it. Let me just tell you that. Let's say we discover a comet or something, or an asteroid that's coming towards the Earth, and it's going to hit us within the next couple of days. I mean, and the governments don't tell us until 24 hours before. Believe me, nobody's going to be thinking about writing a damn book. Yeah, because everybody's going to be worried about themselves and their survival. Who cares about writing a damn book? Fuck that. But here, we get to write books. We get to go to seminars, workshops, and meetings, and speeches and talks, and we get to go on tours, and we get to do documentaries and videos. Yeah, everybody's into that. But when the real threat happens, nobody's going to be doing that. Everybody's going to be hiding in their house. They're going to be running around like maniacs. Anyways, 12:38. You think I should give it a rest? I'm still waiting for something to happen. I mean, I don't know. We may still have hope that something bad. And that's kind of really what's also disappointing about this whole thing. That people are wishing that something bad were. I bet you that these people are wishing that something bad would happen just to say, see, I was right. How can you wish something bad? How can you desire and expect that something bad and negative and disastrous is going to happen to our planet, to our humans. I mean, to babies, to children, to everybody, to families. I mean, what's your deal? I mean, what the hell's the matter with you? You should be hopeful. I mean, you should be thinking positive and say, you know what? No matter what happens today, I'm going to do the best I can to live my day and to be a loving human being. Now, oh no, we have to stock up on food. We have to start, get some ammo and get your guns, get your rifles and everything. Get into the bunkers. And I mean, people are distracted with this shit. And that's what it is. It's a distraction. Wait a minute, I hear something. That sounds pretty weird, doesn't it? I don't know if you guys hear that. Sounds like like a rumbling sound or something. Let me see. I don't see anything. I'm not sure if this microphone can actually catch what I heard, but it was a rumbling kind of sound. I don't know what it was. Oh, wait a minute. Now I can hear. It's music. Yeah, it's a car with loud music. There's some people that live down the street that like to play loud music as they drive along. Like, if people want to see me with my, yeah, these attention whores with their fucking music. Golly, give it a rest. I think that was it, right? Let me see. I think, yeah, because I saw that car pass by. That's when I heard the rumbling. That's it, it's quiet. I don't hear anything else. Maybe that was, maybe that was it, right? Maybe that was Australia sinking into the ocean. Oh, those poor Aussies. Like, yeah, we're gonna miss them, aren't we? Oh no, there goes my dingo. So, what do you think? You think we're gonna survive this? You think we're gonna... nothing's gonna happen? I mean, we still have, what, 23 hours left. And I'm not scared if something's gonna happen. Just do it already. Just. But what I expect, my preferred way, and this would be everybody's preferred way to go, would be to go fast and painless. Anyway. Oh, I talked to one of my friends who work at this gay rights organization, and he's like, and I wish people were like this guy. Because we talked about the 2012, the apocalypse, and we said, and I said, so what are you going to do today? Are you going to, run to your cellar or something like that? You're going to spend time with your family? He's like, no, I'm just going to write an article about Prop 8 and about the Supreme Court taking the case and what's going to happen. And I'm like, so you are expecting that nothing's going to happen. Jose, he says, I'm writing a damn article about what's going to happen with the Supreme Court deciding on gay marriage. And in fact, I feel more strongly that the Supreme Court will make gay marriage legal than if anything wasn't happen today. And I think he's right. But hey, I might be wrong. He might be wrong. Who knows? But I'm not here to be in front of this mic and to live in fear. You know, I'm done with that because there were times in my life where I lived in fear. You know, I had anxiety, I had all this. I don't need it anymore. I'm done with it. I don't need to be the man that lives in fear. I don't want to be that way anymore. And that's why when I see these people who are living in fear, who are disastrous, I mean, their life is fucking bonkers. I mean, I just feel sorry for them in a way. You gotta live life to the fullest every day. You pretend that every day is December 21st. And live your life to the complete fullest. So, I mean, I don't know what else I can say to these people to calm them down. But there are people like, I have a few friends texting me, all about this shit. I just ignore it. What else can I say? I mean, there's nothing that I can really say to calm them down and say, look, nothing's gonna happen. And they say, well, how do you know? Well, I don't know. Nobody knows. I mean, nobody's for certain. Unless you have a really good gut feeling like my friend did with 9/11. As he predicted, 9/11 happened. And that was really, I was freaked out by that. And then that's when I learned and I came to the understanding that a lot of people have a capacity to maybe predict things if they have the knowledge to do so. If you don't have the knowledge, if you're just saying things for the sake of getting your book sold, you should not open your mouth. I mean, you should just shut the fuck up. Unless you can be certain you can put your life on the line. Because these people will not put their children on the line. They will not put their life or their family's lives on the line. They won't do that. But they're willing to put other people's lives on the line by fear mongering and scaring them into buying this shit and being part of the hype. And anyway, but I don't think anything's gonna happen, so I'm just gonna stop with that right now and move on to something else. So anyway, if I hear anything weird, I would gladly talk about it and post it right away on my YouTube channel. We will do an impromptu broadcast. But if I don't see anything, I mean, it's just going to be what it is. So, anyway, December 21st, 2012. It is doomsday. It is apocalypse. It is Armageddon. It is the end of the world. And so far, nothing has happened yet. So, let's see what happens.